Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Mr. Seth and we are learning to play the guitar together. Now in the last video, we talked about our first couple of chords, okay? I hope that you've been practicing getting these three chords down. So far, we have F, we have C, and we have G, okay? And these three chords, we can go F, C, G, C. And remember, these are the only two fingers that are moving. This one finger is staying right here the whole time. Okay? If you've practiced those, we're ready for this video. But before we begin, let's make sure our guitars are in tune. Okay? So I want you to hold up your tuners, turn your tuners on, make sure that there's a little G on the bottom of your tuners like that. Okay, move up. I'm going fast on mine because mine's pretty close. Fantastic. So pause the video right here if your guitar is not in tune and make sure that you tune your guitar. We need to make sure we do that every single time, okay? Now, today's video, we're going to be talking about rhythm and counting and timing and strumming, okay? Those four things. Now, in music, there's different rhythms, okay? I'm gonna be talking mainly about one kind of rhythm today, where we count to 4, but there are so many kinds of rhythms. And even some of you guys watching this, if you're in different countries, maybe you have different rhythms. And honestly, you could teach me a lot about those rhythms. But today, I'm gonna be teaching you about one rhythm that I use a lot, and that's just counting to 4, okay? So in a lot of music, we're just counting to the number 4. So let's try it together and kind of, you'll get to see the feeling of this rhythm. Now, every song has a rhythm. It's kind of like a heartbeat. It's like a pulse that you feel, okay? So if we go like this and we count to 4, we're gonna be counting a rhythm. Ready? We're gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can hold your fingers out like this and count with me. It will really help. And I want to encourage you guys to count out loud with me too. It's really going to help when we're learning this, okay? Watch this. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? That was really, really good. Now we just counted a rhythm. And when we're playing, even with the chords that we know right now, if we count to 4, that'll sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it. Try this. Sit up straight. Hold your guitars the right way. Play an F chord with me. Okay, so we're going to play an F. We're going to take our thumb. We're just going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then move to C. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's the rhythm right there. If I just played that back and forth. Could that be a song? Yeah. Could you write that song? Yeah, you totally could, okay? Great job. Now, I'm going to use this whiteboard to explain a little bit more about rhythm and timing, okay? So, when we talk about rhythm, you'll see this written a lot, okay? So this is something called a time signature. Can you say time signature? Now, this time signature we call 4/4 time signature. Okay, can you say 4/4 time signature? And what that means, all that this means is, hey everybody, we're counting to 4. That's all this is saying. Now watch, if I erase this and instead I write a 3 right here. This is saying, hey everybody, we're counting to 3. That would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And there's a lot of music that's written like that too. But today, we're going to mainly talk about 4/4 timing, okay? So this is 4/4 time signature. Now, you might have heard in some songs, they might count 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now that's kind of slow, or it's a slow count, right? Now you might have heard some other songs that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's kind of faster, right? So sometimes when we count to 4, we count at different speeds. Sometimes we count really fast, and sometimes we count really slow. But what we say when we're talking about how fast we're counting is we say the word tempo, okay? Can you say tempo? We're gonna learn a lot of new words right now, and it does really help if you say these words out loud, okay? So, tempo, okay? All that means is speed, okay? How fast we're counting to 4. Or, another way that we talk about how fast we're counting is BPM, okay? Which stands for beats per minute, all right? The beats per minute tells us how many times we're counting in a minute, okay? Now, nobody's really sitting there counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all the way up. But what this does tell us is that it will give us a number. If we can say there are 80 beats per minute, and when we say that, that's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. That's kind of 80 beats per minute, right? Now, if I counted at 120 beats per minute, right, that's faster. So we'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. If I count at 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? This just tells us how many beats are happening per minute. Okay? Now, the BPM, the beats per minute, and the tempo, okay, these are the same thing. It just tells us how fast we're counting. So if I said, hey, my tempo is at 80, that just means that there are 80 beats per minute. It's the same thing, okay? But I could say it each of these two ways. But the tempo refers to how fast we're counting, okay? Now, let me show you this. This is just an example of me counting to 4 one time, okay? Look at this. So when I count to 4, okay, this right here, this is me going 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, each of these, every time I count, okay, those are all beats. Okay, can you say the word beats? Okay, so when we talk about beats per minute, that's really just talking about the numbers that we're saying. So each one of these is a beat, okay? So if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. How many beats is that? It's 4 beats, right? But if I go like this and I was to say, hey, how many times did I count to 4? Okay? How many times did I count to 4? You would say you counted to 4 one time. Okay? Well, that's called a measure. Okay? So if I go like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. And I said, how many beats is that? You would say, Mr. Seth, it's 4 beats. But if I said, how many times did I count to 4? You would say you counted to 4 one time. And that's one measure, okay? So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many beats is that? It's 8 beats. But how many measures is that? It's 2 measures because I counted to 4 2 times. Does that make sense? So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, how many measures was that? It was 4 because I counted to 4 times. Okay? Now, the last thing, okay, we're going to talk about this. 4th notes. Okay? When I am counting and I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, those kind of notes, okay, are called 4th notes. Can everybody say 4th notes? Now, when I say 8th notes, which is another thing that you're going to hear me say a lot from here on out, okay? Eighth notes, that is now referring to something in between. So eighth notes are kind of like, if I'm counting these fourth notes, and I'm going like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? The eighth notes are like me counting in between, in the space in between, okay? So that looks like this, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Have you ever heard that before? Right, like this, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. It's like I'm counting the space in between, okay? So watch, this looks like this, okay? So these little plus signs in music, when I write a plus sign like this, okay, this makes the sound and, okay? So this is 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and, right? Those are fourth notes, sound like this, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then the eighth notes, those sound like this, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay? So let's try to count them together. If I go like this, let's say this. I'm going to count 2 measures of fourth notes. So that means I'm going to count to 4 twice, just counting to 4, okay? And then I'm going to count 2 measures of eighth notes. So that's going to sound like this. 2 measures of fourth notes sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, again, 1, 2, 3, and then 2 measures of eighth notes would sound like this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Does that make sense? Okay? So those are fourth notes and eighth notes. So now that we understand this is timing. Remember, what is this? A time signature. So this is 4/4 time signature. What is this telling us? Hey everyone, we're counting to 4, okay? The tempo is how fast we're counting to 4. And then each one of these is a beat, but the whole thing, every time I count to 4, is a measure, okay? The fourth notes, that's just 1, 2, 3, 4. The eighth notes, that's 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Okay? Great job. Now, let's go back to our guitar. So, we've learned a lot on the whiteboard right now. I know that was a lot of words, right? But stay with me, okay? We're going to sit up straight, hold our guitars the right way, make sure your guitar is tuned. Now, I want you to play that F chord. And I'm going to talk with you about your right hand for just a minute, okay? I'm going to talk with you about how to strum your guitar. There's a couple different ways that we can strum. I'm gonna show you. Okay, so this right here is called a pick. Okay, now some of you guys have this, some of you guys don't. That's okay. You don't need a pick to play, but I'm gonna show you a couple different options that you have for strumming. Okay, now what we've been doing so far is just we're gonna play an F chord just like this. Okay, so just hold this F chord right here for all of this. I'm gonna show you we're gonna focus on this hand for just a minute, okay? But I want you to just keep holding that F chord, all right? So that'll sound like this. We're gonna take our F and we're gonna take our thumb. That's the first way we're gonna strum this, just with our thumb. Okay, we're gonna go like this. Now, does that sound good? Yeah, it sounds great, okay? You can strum with your thumb just like this in the beginning. Now, if I go like this, let's strum fourth notes. That would sound like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I said let's strum eighth notes, we're just gonna still keep going down with this, okay? But we're gonna strum eighth notes now. That sounds like this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4. Ready? 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. Good job. Now you're doing that just with your thumb, right? But I'm gonna give you 2 other ways that I think are a little bit easier than doing it with your thumb. Later on, especially when we start to get into some more advanced strum patterns, it's a little bit better if you know how to strum with one of these 2 ways, okay? So the first way that we're gonna talk about is with a guitar pick. Now, if you don't have a guitar pick, that's totally okay, but we have to talk about it, all right? Now, if I have this guitar pick, the way that I'm going to hold it is really important. So I'm going to hold the guitar pick like this, and I'm going to take my thumb and put it on the back, okay? So over the whole guitar pick, my thumb is on the back. And then I'm going to take this first finger, and I'm going to bend this and hold it like this on my bent finger, just like this. You see this? Just like that. That's how I'm going to have it. And then I'm going to have my thumb flat like this, okay? So I take my pick like this, I hold my thumb just like this on the back, and then I bend this finger and I bring it in so that the pick rests like right here, okay? So I take that, I put it right here with my thumb, just like that. That's how I'm gonna hold this pick, okay? Now I don't want my finger like this, because this is gonna drop really easy if I hold it like this. Instead, my thumb goes here, this finger bends, and I put it right there, okay? Now I'm holding this pretty tight. It doesn't have to be super tight, but the sound changes too. If I hold it really loose, okay, I'm not gonna really hold it tight. Listen to the sound. See how it's really light and it's kind of airy, right? There's like some breath. With this, but you hear the pick sound, right? Like listen to the sound of the pick. You hear that a lot more when I'm not holding it very tight, right? But if I hold this really, really tight, then that's really loud now, right? So somewhere in the middle of those two, okay, is where I want that. Now, let's take this pick and we're gonna strum some fourth notes, okay? So that's just counting to 4. We're gonna go like this. On this F chord right here, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, 1, 2. Now I want you to strum some 8th notes. Ready? Hold on, wait. 2, 3, 8th notes. Ready? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Now I'm still just strumming down on this. And 3 and 4 and keep pressing down hard. We're gonna end it 3 and 4 and 1. Okay? Great job. So now that we've learned to strum with a pick, okay, the last option that we have to strum, okay, is my favorite. I really like this one because you don't need a pick to strum. Instead, I'm gonna teach you to strum just with your fingernail. Okay? So watch. This is how it works. I'm gonna take, just like I'm holding a pick. Remember, my fingernail's bent like this. I put my thumb down like that. Now, when you're strumming without a pick, it's almost exactly the same. Okay, you take this finger, and this finger's gonna stay bent like this. And then my thumb is gonna come and rest kind of right here in the first little bend of my finger. Okay, just like that. And what I'm gonna do, this is the most important part, okay? I need to make sure that my fingernail is facing the ground. It's facing straight down. Because if your finger is like this, okay, and you go to strum, it's going to hurt this finger. Now remember what I said about these fingers? When you're pressing down on the F chord and on the C chord and the G chord, these fingers should hurt, okay? If they don't hurt right now and you're just starting, it probably means you need to press down a little bit harder, okay? But on this hand, this finger, your first finger, your strumming finger, should not hurt, okay? So if you're strumming and it starts to hurt, it means that you're doing something wrong, okay? And you need to slow down, you need to take a breath, hold your guitar the right way, make sure you're sitting up straight, okay? I take my fingers just like this. See how my thumb is peeking over just a little bit, okay? And then this finger, I want to just with my fingernail, okay? Not any of the skin around my fingernail, but just with my fingernail. I want to strum down, just like this. Try it with me. Just the tip of my fingernail, okay? Not my actual finger. Just my fingernail. Okay, so now we're gonna strum some fourth notes and then we're gonna strum some eighth notes with this, okay? Let's try it. We're gonna go like this. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Ready? F, 2, 3, 4. Make sure it's only your fingernail. 2, 3, 4, 2 more measures, and then we're going to strum some eighth notes. Ready? 4, 1, 2. We're going to strum some eighth notes. Ready? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and keep going. Press down really hard. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Okay? Great job, you guys. Now, if this finger is hurting, remember, this finger shouldn't hurt. So if you're hitting the skin around your finger, just really go slow and make sure you're just hitting the tip of your fingernail on those strings. And you also don't have to make it, you don't have to hold it super hard. Instead, you could just kind of keep it light. Okay? Just let your finger glide over all those strings. And then, in the next video, we're going to talk about chord progressions, which just means moving from one chord to the next chord to the next chord while also counting, okay? So, if you want, you can go right to that next video right now because we're going to take this F chord and this C chord and this G chord and learn to play them in different patterns, okay? Great job, you guys. This was a whole lot of different words. You guys have done a fantastic job. And remember, you can strum with your fingernail, you can strum with your thumb, or you can strum with your picks, okay? Great job. I'll see you in the next video.